Find the Laplace transform of the function f of t is equal to sin omega t in between 0 to pi by omega, and f of t equal to 0, t is in between pi by omega and 2 pi by omega. So between 0 to pi by omega we have the function sin omega t. Pi by omega to 2 pi by omega, the function is 0. So this is the formula for Laplace transform for periodic function. Sine is a periodic function. We all know the sine graph. Now the period is from here to here. So t is equal to 2 pi by omega. In the place of capital T you substitute 2 pi by omega. Now this integral can be split into two range, that is 0 to pi by omega is one limit. Another limit is pi by omega to 2 pi by omega. But here in the second integral, f of t is equal to 0, so this whole integral will become 0. Now we are interested only in determining the value for integral sin omega t into e power minus st into dt, because f of t is sin omega t, that is given in the question. Now we all know the well-known formula for, see these two formulas is very important. E power ax sin bx into dx is equal to e power ax by a square plus b square into a sin bx minus b cos bx plus c. Okay, this formula we are making use of it. So comparing our integration with this formula, b we are writing it as omega, and for a we have minus s. So these two values and this formula we are making use in this question, in this problem. So sin omega t e power minus st, I already told you b is omega and a is minus s. Just make use of this formula and substitute. So you will be getting 1 by 1 minus e power minus 2 pi by omega s into e power minus st divided by s square plus omega square, because e power minus ax, a value we know minus s, minus sin omega t minus omega cos omega t, pi by omega is the upper limit and lower limit is 0. So substituting upper limit minus lower limit, so upper limit for t is pi by omega, here also pi by omega, lower limit is 0. So if you substitute 0, e power 0 is 1, so you will be getting this. And for t, if you substitute 0, sin 0 is 0, this whole term will go, and cos 0 is 1, so you will be getting minus omega. So minus into minus will become plus 1. This is lower limit. Upper limit, if you substitute pi by omega, omega gets cancelled. So you will be having sin 180. Sin 180 is 0. So this term is also cancelled. Now for this case, pi by omega you are substituting for t. So omega gets cos 180 is minus 1. Minus into minus is plus, therefore you will be getting omega. So after substituting the upper limit and the lower limit, so we will be getting the answer like this: 1 by 1 minus e power minus 2 pi by omega s into e power minus pi by omega s divided by s square plus omega square into omega plus omega by s square plus omega square. Now if you carefully watch, omega by s square plus omega square is pulled outside as a common term. So finally we will be having e power minus pi by omega s plus 1. Now this e power minus 2 pi by omega s can be written as e power minus pi by omega s the whole square, because power of power we can multiply, we will be getting this term. Now a square minus b square, so a plus b into a minus b, we can write like that. So this term and this term gets cancelled, and finally we will be having omega by s square plus omega, this term, into 1 by 1 minus e power minus pi by omega s. This is the answer for this periodic function. Hope you have understood this problem. Thanks for watching this video. Nandri.